there, guys. Welcome back to another one of my legitimate art videos. I think it's been a couple of months because college and I got very busy. So this is gonna kind of be, it's all upside down. This is gonna be sort of a Wish art supply unboxing, but not unboxing because I already unboxed them all, but trying everything I got from Wish. I got 3 packages from Wish and they came in over the past couple weeks, and then drawing something with them, and I'm trying a new way of doing videos because I don't like doing voiceovers because it takes a lot of work. So I'm going to try and just say things live, and we'll see how that goes, and film kind of live in segments. I know some people do things like that. We'll see how it works out. It may not be a success, but I don't have any good filming setup. If you could see my room right now, which I'm not going to show you, it's a mess, and I don't have any good way to actually set up my cell phone, which I'm using to film videos. So here's what I got from Wish. I got these watercolors that are like in tubes, and I've never used tube watercolors before, and I thought they would be interesting because they would probably mix better than in pans. And what I've been using lately are Arteza watercolor brush pens, which are so great, and I really like them. But I thought I should try tube watercolors and see how those go, because mixing watercolors takes a long time when you're having to scrape them out of pans and put them in other things. Or when I'm using the brush pens, I kind of like put it down on the paper with one color, and then I'll put another color kind of close by, and then I'll kind of get my water brush and mix them together, and that always takes forever. So we're gonna see how this goes, and maybe they'll be more pigmented. I've heard varying reviews on these. Some people said they were a little chalky. We'll see. I'm not a professional, so I probably won't be able to judge as well. And then going down to the next legitimate art supply, I got this thing. It's a lead holder, they say. What? But that looks like a pencil. But no, it's a lead holder, because if I get it to focus, it doesn't have an eraser. Oh, that's food. Don't look at that. There's no eraser. This part just sort of pops off. Oh boy. I'm not very good at focusing. There it kind of is. But this part, there's no eraser. It just kind of comes out, so you can put in more lead. And then the lead itself is really thick. It's super thick. I have the normal pencil here. Here's my normal pencil. Look at that. And then this is pretty ridiculous. It is so much thicker. And it actually has to come to a point, which I don't know what I'm going to do when it gets dull, but it looks really interesting, and it came with all this extra lead. It's all in this box. This is all lead, and it's some kind of thickness. I got a variety of things. Some people said it was 2B. Some people said it was just HB. I don't know what it is, but it definitely comes off on my fingers when I rub against my fingers. So I think that's a good sign that it's kind of a soft lead, and it came off on my bed sheets. So that's a good sign too. And then the last thing, these are not paint brushes, these are makeup brushes, but I saw people saying they can use paint, and I thought that it would be nice to get some paint brushes that are a little, like, these are super cheap. All of these are super cheap. I think this is the most expensive thing. This was probably $1. This was probably $1 or $2. This was maybe $4, and then the shipping. Let me take it out of the bag. I only have one. Oh, they all come individually wrapped. And what I thought, I lost something. What I thought would be fun about these is that they don't like they're not necessarily like normal paintbrushes. Like, they're not like standard. Like, some of them, like this one, are kind of like puffy. And then you get like mascara type brushes, which I think would be really fun for texture. And then some of them are even double-sided, like this one. And a lot of them are really like thin and small, so they would be good for details. And I really have just been using water brushes, and then I have like 4 paint brushes that are very thin that I use for doing acrylics and things. But I need some actual paint brushes, so I thought I'll just get these cheap brushes, and we'll see how they work out. They've kind of got like that weird spongy thing that's makeup, so we'll see how that works out. And then all these different types. There's a lot of them in here. I haven't counted them. I could count them and then give you my count soon, but I have one thing of paintbrushes, but those I got for $5 at Michael's, and I'm reserving them only for watercolors, so I'm too nervous to use them on acrylics because I don't want to get them all gross. So these ones I think would be fun because I feel more free to just use them for whatever I want instead of being like, oh my gosh, I don't want them to get ruined and crusty. Oh, this one is one of my favorites. It's like a circle. It's a little circle. My camera focus is so bad. This is why you shouldn't film on a phone. Oh my gosh, it's 5 minutes and I haven't even drawn anything. So there's 20. There's 20 of those. I've talked for long enough. I'm gonna do some sort of a sketch. I'm thinking about doing some sort of fashion type sketches, and then I'll come back and then we can actually color. So I'll be back with the drawing. Okay, here's an update because I thought you guys deserve an update. So I am only using pencil, and I'm really liking it. It's very easy to draw with. I haven't reached the point where I might need to sharpen it, but I am using the eraser of a mechanical pencil. So far, this is what I'm going for, sort of fashion model 1920s style kind of look, and we're gonna do some maybe Lolita type fashion. So I will return with an update once it's more finished and looks cuter, because it's kind of messy right now, but it's gonna be cute, don't worry. Alright, yes, this is where we are at with the drawing. I think it turned out pretty nice. It's not quite as funky Lolita fashion as I thought, but it's kind of got a wintry vibe, which is relevant because it's winter. In case you're wondering what I'm drawing on this is my other sketchbook. But I think she looks nice. I think she looks very pretty. And I'm hesitant to line it because of course I didn't get any lining pens from Wish. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I used to just watercolor right onto pencil before I discovered pens and lining. So I might just go from here and just put the watercolors down and we'll see what happens. Put the watercolors. I don't want to expose my messy workspace to you guys. Watercolors. I'll pause it until I get everything set up. There she is for now. Now we're coming to the exciting part. Oh, I thought I should finally give you my ultimate review of this pencil. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a little inconvenient not having the eraser on the pencil. I'm sure there could be some way to work around that. It could get some really dark parts, I noticed. Kind of like on that line on the shoes. Can it focus? We'll just put it up here, but that line right there on the shoes turned out really dark, and I was like, ooh, it made me think it was darker than I believed. I was trying to sketch kind of light because I didn't want to have eraser marks because I figured I wasn't going to be able to line it. But I enjoyed this, and I feel like at the end of that drawing, I just started feeling a need to sharpen it. So be on the lookout for my review of how you could sharpen this. I know there's some pencil sharpeners that have a sharpener, that sort of thing. I know there's some pencil sharpeners that have a sharpener for lead attached. But I did not have one of those. I was like, maybe you could sharpen it with like some scissors. We'll see. And then I picked out a couple of paintbrushes that I thought initially would be fun to use or convenient. We have a lot of smaller ones because it's on kind of a smaller paper. If I put my hand next to it, it's just about hand-sized. So it's kind of small. So I picked up some small brushes. Then we have fun brushes, because obviously I wasn't going to get these fun brushes and not use them. So we have this, which I might do in the hair. And then we have the spongy one. And then I really want to find some sort of use for my favorite round brush, maybe on the background. Maybe you could like boop, 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 and like make dots or something. But now, to crack open these watercolors, which is going to be inconvenient because I only have one hand to do it. So here's my foot. My foot is helping me. I will not be using the brush provided with these. Good brush in its own right. We have our own brushes. Like this. It's so hard not having a good setup. It's like there's nowhere to put the camera. Maybe we can make it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm using my palette for watercolors for the first time. You can tell it's quite messy from acrylics because I left them in there for a while. But I figured these little dishes would be great for these watercolors. Here they are. Get this out of the way. My review. It feels soft. Yeah, it feels soft. I don't know how it would work. It's a little big for working on something like this. But it is decent. Here they are. It's the watercolors and tubes. I'm so excited about this. Where can I put this? While I'm doing... I have my computer here. If I kind of set this on top. top. Oh geez. Oh boy. Oh no, that might not work. It has to be horizontal. Hold up, we'll come back with the setup. Not the most effective setup, but it works. Now in all your stunning high definition, you can see me mix colors. For reference, this is the size she's at now. I kind of have it set up very precarious. So I'm thinking, definitely want her hair to be sort of like a golden blonde color, so we might as well start there. So I think colors that would be good for that. We have this, yellow, okra. We have lemon yellow, and this is exciting. We have white. So we're just gonna kind of put a tiny bit of these out with one of these mini palettes, and we'll see how it goes. I'm a little nervous because I know these are gonna be really saturated, and I've never used anything of this kind yet. Oh, they are sealed. It's hard to tell, but they have a little seal. So I'm gonna do that with my mechanical pencil. Give you a guide on how to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. They think I know what I'm doing. Oh. That's what this is for. On the lid. If you buy these, that's what the lid is for, so you can poke it open. I forgot. Okay, now we have it. We have paint. It's just gonna kind of go in there. Oh gosh. Oh, it's all coming out at once. Quick. Seal it. Seal it. That's enough. I haven't even used any water, and this is already looking like a lot. I'm gonna actually try a little bit. I have a piece of paper I can use as a sample. Give me some saturated watercolor. It's a nice piece of paper. I feel bad wasting it as a sample. Okay, I'm feeling this. Use any water, my brush is not wet. Spreading it out makes it getting nice and thin, as would be expected. Do a little more onto that brush. It's kind of fun just as a paint, but that's not why we're here. We're here for a watercolor, so I need to fill up my cup with a little bit of water. I'm going to take this off and set up so that way I can, it's on top of this box. So I can pour some water into this cup. That way we can get our brushes a bit wet. Let's try it like that. I kind of like it without even mixing it. I'd say maybe just with some water. Straight out of the water. We're not going to use much water on this drawing, I presume, because it's very small. Kind of just, yeah. I'm really bad at actually like brushes because I don't usually do this. I usually use my water brush, and I usually don't use paints like this. It's like paint. This is an interesting experience. It's kind of like a golden brown. Let's see. It's getting funky in here. It's a sort of better setup because this will never work for you seeing me do my painting. My hand. This is the most unprofessional YouTube video you've probably ever watched. You think, man, she should edit that out, but I'm too lazy to do it. Yeah, I like that as a hair color. That's fun. Okay, we're gonna start coloring, but first I'm going to bring my situation a little taller. I hope you can see better. I haven't stacked on manga now. You can kind of see the base of the setup here, but we're just gonna ignore that for the sake of art. If you've watched this far, I assume you don't have very high expectations of me, so you won't hopefully mind a little bit of mess. So let's see it. I'm just gonna move around. So probably shift. We're gonna go into the hair. I'm not very advanced with watercolors. I use watercolors a lot, but I'm like not going to art school or anything like that, so I don't know a lot of details about them, or like what necessarily clarifies a watercolor better than the other. Like I could tell you, when like, oh man, this one has good pigment or whatever, but I can't tell you much more than that. But I do like these, and I like the dipping and spreading. It's getting a little, mixed in with the lead, but that's expected because it's a soft lead and this is wet. But I just didn't want to line this. Didn't want to mess it up like that. Oh, sorry, I gotta be more conscious about keeping it in one spot. Just kind of like Alice from Alice Wonderland. And oh, makeup brushes are great. This one, I've only used this one, but I like it a lot. I have no complaints. It's working just like any other paintbrush. And since you get 20 of them for like $4, I'll make sure I put links to everything I bought in the description in case you want to buy it. Wish.com, that's such a good place to get stuff. It's very sketch. Like, I don't know how they can make it this cheap, but you can get some really good stuff from there. And I've always been happy with what I got. I got a whole Warren High School Host Club cosplay from there, and it's great. And it was like $28. It's a little big for me because everybody in the comments said order a size up, and so I did, and then it was too big for me. So, but it's really cute, and I'm waiting to attend a convention where I can actually wear it. Okay, well, so far, so good. No complaints whatsoever on anything I'm using, and we haven't even gotten into the part where I mix my colors, because that's going to be fun. That's something. That's what I was really looking forward to about using these ones from the tubes. There she is right now. Just kind of basic, just with some golden yellow hair. But I promised that I was going to use this fun spiky brush to do maybe a bit of texturing on the hair. And so, what I'm thinking is if I go in with a slightly darker color than my golden yellow, perhaps by mixing it, we can get a fun darker color that we can use. So I'm thinking I'll mix it with a tiny bit of this one. It's called Oh Boy Ochre, and we will see if that looks good. It may turn out completely awful, but that's the point of art, is that you never know until you try. You may think this is a little risky, and I'm doing all this on my bed, but you gotta live. And that's when we're coming out fast again, so I'm just gonna use our brush. Get more, that wasn't very much. And I added water, so now it's gonna go. We're back in a turn of events that I forgot about. I had to attend a meeting, so now I'm back. Good news, the palette kept this nice and moist, so now we can try and do the hair. Perhaps I should test this on my test sheet before I put it on my picture. It's kind of hard to do that. I don't know how this will turn out. Probably gives it a bit of texture. I don't know, my thoughts. I think I would need a little more paint, so maybe we'll come back to that. There it is. The texture look. But we may move on to mixing up some colors for her clothes. Like, man, we don't want to see all this. You've been filming for about 20 minutes already. Nobody's gonna watch your video. But this is the first try. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. I was a little off-key at the beginning because I didn't know I was gonna sing it. Okay, we had our paintbrush. Now it's clean. And for clothes, I'm gonna be mostly white. Maybe a tiny bit pink, so we might add a little bit of red cadmium into the white. This is gonna be fun doing a white watercolor because I've never tried that before. Pop, it's open. I'll put it in this one that has some remnants of green, but I trust it'll be okay. That was a lot more than I thought would come out. I know I don't need that much because this is an easy painting, but maybe I'll do another painting after this, just on my own time, so it'll be okay that I have all these colors. We're opening up this one. This is a little trickier than those last ones. I can't open it. I am poking with all of my might. Oh, that got it. There it is. So we're just gonna try and add a tiny bit. It's not coming out as fast because I don't get poked as well, which is good for this. Oop. That's probably too little, but we'll see after we mix it up. There it goes. It has vanished. A little more, huh? This is therapeutic, right? It's like ASMR for your eyes. Mixing paint. Don't people love that? There we are. Well, that's pretty. I like this. I think it'll be a light enough shade for our purposes. It's kind of fun getting to lighten up a watercolor because usually you just lighten it by using more water. But this time we actually got to lighten it with white. Here we go, revealing Our Lady again. We're just going to kind of try and tackle it. I may switch to a different brush. This one's a little messed up. Of course I forgot to add the water to this so far, so I'm going to have to go back there and do that. We're going to opt for a different thin brush. That one was a little thick. We'll do this one. We'll get it a little wet. A little water in there. You have a loose hair. I need to cut this in. How close in your butt. There they are. So unprofessional. How am I going to make a YouTube career like this? Okay. Seems good now. There's some water in there, so now it's actually watercolor. It's just hard for me to comprehend using these tubes with water like watercolors. It's something about it feels inherently wrong to me because they kind of feel just like acrylics. So then adding water, I'm like, no, you wouldn't do that. And they kind of work well enough on their own without adding water. Try and leave that tie just a white, but I know I could always go over it with my white watercolor if I needed to. Definitely getting more of that pencil smear, but that's okay. I've been expecting that. I planned for this. Oh, this is 5 minutes too already, and all I did was color her dress. Maybe we'll come back once she's mostly colored. Here she is. I finished her. As you can maybe tell, I went back over and lined a lot of details again. This pencil is crazy. It really can make some dark lines. If you could tell, there's a good variation of line thicknesses and darknesses they can get. Oh no, I accidentally didn't erase that bit. It's going away now because I forgot to color it, and I got rid of my color, which is one of the problems with watercolors, is that things vanish. It's a thing to see you. Okay, now it's done. You probably can't tell, but I did go through and I did some light blue on the background that turned out really light. So my goal was that I'd use a lot of white, a tiny bit of blue, and a lot of water. I struggled with remembering to apply water, and especially because I had white. And usually I just would add more water to make it like a lighter color. But here I was like, oh, I can just mix it with white. But I used a bigger brush for that. I used a variety of the brushes for this bottom bit. I used like the spongy brush, which I don't know if you can tell, it kind of did an interesting textured thing. At first I thought it's not doing anything, but then it kind of pulled through. And on her legs I wanted to give her the impression of stockings, so they're kind of like a light pinkish white. But this is a review. So overall, out of all the supplies that I got, I really enjoyed the paintbrushes, or the makeup brushes, because they did great. They performed just like a brush you normally would expect. I didn't get to use my circle brush, but next time. I liked them all. I didn't end up using the mascara brush, but I liked the sponges. There was a lot of small ones, but nothing where I felt like the detail of the brush was fine enough where I could like go over the two bows. I wanted to go over them in black, but I was too nervous. So there's nothing that's super fine. There's some that are like finer. This one is like a finer one. This one is probably the finest one, but when you take it out, it kind of like puffs out all over, and I was like, I just don't trust it. I liked those a lot. I liked the lead holder a lot. Once I figure out a way to sharpen it, I bet I'll like it even more, because it definitely starts coming out thicker once you have it sharp. But I enjoyed it a lot. It wasn't too much of a hindrance not having an eraser. And the watercolors and tubes, mixed opinions. I think they turned out nice, and they do have a good pigment, but I see what people were saying about it being a little inconsistent and weird. I know some of that was just because I didn't line it and things like that, and it kind of got mixed up with the colors I had, being like a little bit chalky. If you've never used tube watercolors before, I think it was a good introduction to them, but at the same time, if you have used tube watercolors before, I don't think you should run out and spend your money on these. I think you should save up for something a little more professional, but I had fun using them, and I will continue to have fun using them, and once I learn how to use them more, I'm sure I'll like them better. But it's a weird concept to remember to add water when you have your watercolors in a tube like acrylics. Just something that it doesn't sit right with me. They say that everybody has their favorite medium of watercolors, so I don't think these are mine. But here she is, the stylish, fashionable lady, sort of Lolita vibe. Not really, it didn't end up that way, but I had a lot of fun trying her. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sure many people did not sit through all 20-something minutes that this is probably going to be. I'm going to work on cutting down my videos, and the fast forward is such a good feature, but I can't talk when I use fast forward, so we'll make it work. We'll figure out things for the future, but until then, here she is. I'll see you guys next time, so see you later.